Here at VMC Planet Radio. The show is called Second to None, and we are with you up to 1800. It is exactly 1610, and in front of us here we have got, they say, that referee, Ian McLeod.
No.
Also, you did not watch soccer, but you are, I think, your age.
No. Mr. Stan, you know me and soccer, Mr. Stan. We're not.
Okay, I think.
Except when the score was like 5-0, 8-2. Barcelona hates me. 8-2.
Some of the rappers, they don't know anything about soccer, but which is cool though.
Why will it sub? It's only when it's only me.
Oh, damn. Welcome back. You are chilling with Mr. Stan and Vision Radio at VMC Planet Radio. In front of us, we've got a primatology. Mm-hmm. We also have she is an activist,
mm-hmm.
and often goes to school and give like educational talks, right?
Yes.
And I'm thinking, if you go to a school and you want to give educational talks and you say, I want to speak about monkeys, what will be the response?
I think it would depend on the kids.
Yeah.
Like if she had to come when I was in primary,
yeah,
I'd be excited. Yeah, I'd be very much excited. I mean, don't forget the animals we're used to, Mr. Stan. Cats, dogs.
And all of those things, right?
Pets,
Now, at 55 years of age, right?
Yes.
Started doing this thing way back, so how many years have you been doing this? 33 years, right?
Yes, 33 years.
Now, Wayne, welcome to VMC Planet Radio.
Thank you for having me.
No, that's nice. Did you hear that voice? The sound of confidence. It looks like a soldier.
But then that's what I told you. The confidence today.
It's on another level, right?
Confidence today.
And you see that seat, right? Looks like a director of some movie.
Okay, no, they were helping us with the camera at first, so yeah. It's in conjunction with what happened.
All right. So, Wayne, this is VMC Planet Radio.
Yes.
And we've never had anybody that is into your line of work.
Right.
You are a humanitarian as well.
Yes.
And then you are a founder of the World of Primate Sanctuary.
That's right.
How did all of this came about?
Oh, that's a nice long story. It started back actually when I went to the Kruger National Park with my mom, and I just had this interest with the baboons and the vervet monkeys and the bush babies there. So initially it started there, that really loving them as one of my favorite animals. And then I went to solo to the Amazon jungle. Didn't book anything except for my flights. Fell into sinking sand. I slept on a hammock. When I woke up, there was this little monkey curled up right on my stomach.
And that time you were 21 years of age,
That's right.
Okay.
Yes. And I didn't want to move. I didn't want to budge. I didn't want to breathe. Eventually I had to, and then and then it jumped up and ran away. I think I got a hell of a fright, actually, to be honest with you. And the monkey did too. But I don't know, it was just seeking my warmth or something like that, And I thought, this is amazing. And I just sat there observing this squirrel monkey. It's a squirrel monkey, because you get different kinds of monkeys in the Amazon jungle, in Brazil. So you get a lot of different kinds. Then I thought, oh, but this is so cute. I want to get one.
Okay, all that thought. I want us to go to a point where what prompted you to go there? Then we'll speak about the different types of monkeys.
Okay, what prompted me was adventure.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to just be adventurous. I wanted to walk in that jungle. I didn't really care at that stage about big spiders and snakes and anacondas or any of those kind of snakes. I didn't worry about it. I just wanted to get into the jungle.
And just have fun.
Have fun.
You know why I'm laughing?
Wow.
We were talking about snakes, right?
And then she says, like my first thing, if they had to say going to the Amazon, I'd be like, I'll meet you in the city.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll go if you have, Wayne with us now, because then she knows how the snakes
How to, and then we also have a snake handler as well. Okay, so you can go on, Wayne, and then what happened then afterwards?
Well, then afterwards, eventually I got back to South Africa after falling into the sinking sand, and the Caboclo, which is the Indians that are there, that guy had to take a stick and pull me out of the sinking sand. So I lost my shoes and everything, and then we had to wait for, but the mud is so thick, but yet it looks like grass. You never think that you can go down so fast. It looks just like grass. And next minute I was down up to my knees. That was a big problem, and of course I panicked. That's why I lost my shoes, and underneath was a branch, and it got me right in the middle of my foot, so bad. They said I must actually fly back to Rio de Janeiro to the hospital and get stitches. I said, I'm not going to fly. Then I must go into the dugout boat from there, and then fly to Manaus. Then from Manaus to Rio, and oh no, that's too much waste of time. I said, in any case, you guys are the Amazonas. There's all the medicine here, so you can treat me here.
Oh yes.
So they did. There's no anesthetic or anything like that. They didn't use that. They actually just went deep in. It was very, very sore.
I wanted to ask how painful would that be?
Very sore, I tell you what. And even when I came back to South Africa, I was still limping, and the stick was still coming. Pieces of the stick were still coming out of my foot.
Okay.
Yeah, so it took a very long time to heal, that's for sure.
Okay, then you came back to
Yes.
South Africa. So what happened after you came back?
When I came back, at first I decided, I want that monkey.
Oh, the one that's on your chest and your belly. You're like, no, I'm not letting it go. I want that monkey back.
So I went to a pet shop, and I found this pet shop. In those days, there were a lot of pet shops selling monkeys, all kinds of monkeys, but not South African monkeys, exotic monkeys.
Okay.
You're not allowed to have South African monkeys. You're not allowed to keep them as pets. It's part of the law. But you're allowed to have exotics. Certain kinds, at least they're not on the CITES one list.
I think she must tell us about the different kinds of monkeys and which ones are exotic and which ones are not.
Yeah, which one? I want to buy one for Mr. Stan.
Well, Mr. Stan, you won't have any ears left because they got 2 ears.
Exactly, yes.
So there are different kinds. So you will get in the Amazon jungle, you'll get the marmoset monkeys. There's a whole different, a whole lot of different species and subspecies. So you get your marmoset monkeys, which are very common as pets here in South Africa.
Okay.
And then your tamarin monkeys, which are slightly bigger, also different species, and you get different subspecies of them as well. And then you're going to get your capuchin monkeys. Those are the clever ones. I don't know if you know that movie, can't remember, Monkey Business or something.
Monkey Business, yes.
Like that, yeah.
Okay.
And that is a white-faced capuchin monkey.
There's an artist who does pop music.
Yes.
In fact, even Michael Jackson even had one monkey, and his name is Justin Bieber.
Oh yes.
He also. What type of monkey is that? If you have.
I actually haven't seen his one, but I know that Michael Jackson, he had a chimp.
Oh, okay.
He had a chimpanzee. I remember that. I don't know what happened to that chimp. Chimpanzees are very difficult. You shouldn't really have them anyway. As a pet, they're very, very dangerous.
Okay. Which one is your favorite monkey?
That is a very good question because they're all funky, punky hairstyles and all different. And the capuchin, I would say, is much more. You can relate a lot more to them. They're very clever, very clever.
Okay.
They can take things out of your pocket, and if they take your cell phone, you can basically say goodbye to your cell phone. They will take it out.
I heard that last week a monkey stole a 10 rand from you.
That's right. Yes, I couldn't believe it myself. I was not even a year-old capuchin monkey. I was lying watching TV, and he was playing with the puppy, and he was the puppy, and he was playing with the cat also at the same time on my bed, and they were just romping around and that. And I had Poppet, her name's Poppet, on a leash. And she was going, and I was laughing at her playing, but I didn't realize what was going on. I had been videoing it, but I still didn't realize it. Okay, and then I switched the video off, and then I had a look, and I thought, what's this she got in her mouth? She took my 10 rand out of my pocket, and she started biting it in pieces. Very clever.
Very
clever.
So how stoned are they?
How, sorry?
Stowed.
Stone. Okay. Yeah, you see, it's very difficult. Put it this way. I'm gonna go on a slightly different.
It's fine.
Yeah, because you see, there are so many monkeys, and I'm talking Capuchin whales, I'm talking marmoset ones that's in South Africa. I also believe that there's many more in Gauteng, although it's not covered by permit systems or licenses in Gauteng. But that's been something we've been trying to fight for a long time. And I understand it from another point of view, because to follow that and to try to get to keep on top of that, of those, statistics and things.
Yes.
And enough investigators, SPCA and all of that to try to. It's very difficult. They don't have enough manpower to keep record of them when they've got such a short lifespan. Like marmosets only live in captivity between 8 and 12, 13 years old, if you're lucky. If you're lucky. And capuchins can actually live to about 40, 45 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so that they can, and funny enough, they live longer in the jungle than they do in captivity. And a lot of people say that shouldn't be, it should be the other way around.
So, how many monkeys have you rescued so far?
Ooh, sure. In my 33 years, wow, I'd say a good over 1,000. That's for sure. That I've rescued. Yeah. But sometimes we'll get, like, say for instance, 10 coming in 1 year. Another time will be 20 in another year, and so it goes on. So over those 33 years.
So when you rescue them, do you take them back into the wildlife and give them experience, or do you rather keep them? Because I feel as if some maybe were domestic and then can't really survive in the wildlife.
Right, yes. They become, it's rather like I explained to the children at school talks. It's rather like taking a human baby, placing them with a group of chimps or gorillas, letting them rear that human baby, and say your critical age is up to about 5 years. Take that child back and think that they're not going to have problems. They're going to have very serious problems. It's the same the other way around. You take a monkey as a baby because they're cute, and that's where the trap is. Just because they're cute, people want them. Very cute. They are very cute, and they don't see the longer picture. They don't see that. They want it now, and they buy it, and it's fairly cheap. Although pet shops they're not allowed to sell it. Pet shops, so that's a good thing. So it puts a little bit less stress on all the other organizations as well.
How many do you have in your yard now as you speak?
Ooh, at the moment 70. 70.
So there's a high risk of 10 rands going missing.
I wish I had enough of that money, that's for sure.
Now, how do you feed 70 primates? Yeah.
That's very difficult, especially with the lockdown, and that has been extremely difficult because to put you in the picture, monkeys they don't just eat bananas. They're extremely going to have a very varied diet. So like we get bored of food, they also get bored of food. So I give 2 proteins during winter, sometimes 3 proteins a day. I can go through a whole cooked chicken in 2 days, plus then a whole 1 liter yogurt in 1 day. And then of course there's bully beef, tins of bully beef, fruit, vegetables, butternut, that sort of thing, potatoes, rice, spaghetti, macaroni, and eggs. Fish fingers they eat, and red meat.
So are you saying they feed like how humans do?
Exactly. They're not supposed to have avocado pear though. That has quite a bit of toxic principles. Unfortunately, that can kill the monkey.
So as a primatology, you are also able to, I don't know what is the right word, whether should I say cure them or heal them?
Yes.
How do you go about doing that?
Okay. First of all, I'll make sure that their diet is extremely varied. That's a good diet is your first thing.
Yes.
Secondly, obviously you don't know what were the circumstances at the other owner. So that depends. So I never put another monkey with another because they're very sociable animals. They need to be with each other. So I cannot just go put them straight away. Just now that monkey's sick, and it makes one of the other sanctuary monkeys sick as well. So we keep them for about a week apart. Then we make sure that their temperature's right. They're exactly like humans as well. In fact, they are so like us. 32 teeth, 12 pairs of ribs. Each monkey has different fingerprints.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
Okay, I did
exactly
not know.
like
I
that,
didn't
yeah.
know that.
Okay, yeah.
Because
All different.
another thing that you answered first, I was going to ask if it's a myth or a fact that they only love bananas, and now we know they have a vast diet, and that's something new. But the
Yes.
fingerprint one is amazing.
Yeah, and that's why we have to use human medicine for them. So if they get sick, say with colds and flu, then they would have to go onto amoxicillin. But for pediatrics, your pediatric drugs.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So they don't have to
They
go for
don't
strong
do
ones.
that, yeah.
So, okay, no, I get it. Because
Yeah.
after you said human medicine, I just thought of one that has a headache. You have to give it a Panado.
But there's one very one thing that we cannot seem to cure, and that is herpes virus, simplex virus,
Oh,
which
yes.
is caused by people kissing their monkeys. So the saliva contact,
Oh.
and then if they suffer from cold sores, and they kiss their monkey or they take a bite of an apple and give it to their monkey, that monkey has a very good chance it's going to die.
Oh.
And I did a couple of TV programs as well, because I needed to show the people how they suffer. They suffer tragically. They actually have like convulsions and fits, and the head goes back, and froth at the mouth, and all sorts of things. No medicine.
I know you were at carte blanche, you were at Cape Net, and then you were on that other, I can't remember.
Footprints,
yes.
Cape Net TV, Footprints, and each channel on
And doing that. So how many of you primatologists you know of here in South Africa?
No one. When I say no one, what primatology actually means is that you've studied over 15 years full time. Now there are one lady did pass away. She dedicated her life to marmoset monkeys and then eventually also Capuchin monkeys. The other lady is in Pretoria. She's doing very well as well. When I say very well, she's also into education. She gets overseas people to come through and learn, and so she's also into that. So she, I would say, is definitely a primatologist. And then there is on the vervet South African side, there are quite a few, because there's quite a few people that actually have sanctuaries and organizations that take in vervet monkeys. They, and the same with baboons. They actually take them in that have been found or injured or anything like that. Then what they do is they try to fix them up and rehabilitate them, and then put them back into into their natural habitat. You can't, to answer your question, you can't actually do it with our monkeys, with the exotics.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't do it because they're accustomed to the lovely weather there in South America. That's why they live longer.
Okay. Let's talk about a person that wants to have a monkey, right?
Yeah.
What do they keep the monkey for? What is the use? What do you have to have like a monkey?
Okay, well, first of all, I would actually not suggest that anyone does get them as a pet if they've never had that before. But there's a lot of people out there that have already got monkeys, and a lot of them actually know exactly what they're doing. And they know all the ins and outs, and they've been in it for a very long time, so that's fine. But then to go and say for a child to get a monkey, absolutely no way.
Okay.
I would say no, not suggested at all, because when they grow up, it's cute when they're small. When they become sexually mature, their everything changes. So they become highly aggressive, and that's why I told you about the ears. They like to go for the ears because it's nice and small. Then they'll hang on, and they'll bite, and you'll have a free ear piercing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But what are the most serious problems that you currently are facing?
At the moment, there are two health issues that's happening, and that's the herpes virus, which there's quite a few monkeys that are dying. And it's sad because we need to educate more people to prevent this from happening. The second thing is also people shouldn't have them as single pets. They're very sociable. They love to groom each other. They love to interact. So it's not really, a lot of people get them for their own satisfaction, not really for the monkey's well-being.
Do we have here in South Africa an agency that is actually breeding these guys?
Yes, I do think so. I think so. I think it's going to get a little bit out of hand because of the fact that, say, for instance, you can have a pair of marmosets. Their gestation period is every 5 months, so they can actually breed up to sometimes 1 baby, 2 babies, sometimes 3 babies at one time.
Okay.
And then you end up having to hand rear the one, because obviously there's only 2 teats. A lot of the time you have to hand rear. So you got to feed that baby, sterilize the milk, just like a human baby, and feed every 2 hours, day and night, for quite a few weeks, that's for sure, and then you stretch the time to about every 3 hours. Yeah.
Now that the schools are closed, right? How are you surviving without going to maybe to do schoolwork?
Very difficult, because we will have some owners that have donated their monkey through. They've signed a form and everything, and then we ask them, can you please bring us some food every month and that, or make a small donation, whatever is up to you. So that has stopped. That's come to basically, you know, it's very, very difficult, because obviously people have been really feeling it, and you know, it's difficult for them. Obviously, the monkeys, the animals are going to suffer, not just the primates, but I think any animal industry, or organization or sanctuary, or any, they're all suffering right now, that's for sure. So people, yes, people as well, but nobody wants to look after the animals.
Now I guess feeding these monkeys will be very tough for you. I mean, feeding 70 monkeys, and if they are fed like humans, it basically, for me, I think it is actually hard. So how are you getting by?
That's also very difficult. You can put an estimation of about 300 to 350 rand per monkey to feed.
A month?
A month.
Okay. Each monkey is
each month, yeah. So about between 300 and 350 rand per monkey, times that by 70 per month. It's a lot of money.
It's
a lot of money.
Calculation.
And so we have to ask people, the public mainly, for help. Companies, food companies, anybody. They can come to the sanctuary, they can bring food if they want, they can phone us, and then they can make a small donation, come and visit us if you want.
So don't some people have the stereotype of, since you have monkeys, and yes, you might be asking for donations, but the whole stereotype of, no, monkeys come with voodoo or witchcraft or black
Some people actually do think that, and I think that's more located around South Africa, and that I think it's a little bit of a misconception, but I think the older generation definitely would think that. But actually, I must be honest and say, when I do my school talks, the kids go crazy. They love it. Yes, they absolutely love it. And I thought exactly that. I thought that maybe there's going to be a problem.
So
they're going to be scared, but they're not.
Do you allow these kids to play with those monkeys? Really?
No, they're not allowed to play with them. So, but what I do is I'll take a few monkeys, like a capuchin monkey and a marmoset, and I'll give them a 30-minute talk, and then I'll walk around to the children, and they're not allowed to touch. Then they can touch, like say for instance, the baby capuchin's tail.
Yes.
They'll obviously wash their hands, blah blah, and they can touch the tails to feel what the monkey feels like. But not the marmosets, because they're very cheeky.
So, have you ever had something, maybe you taking the monkeys out and you're having a talk, and as you're saying, they're touching and whatnot, and it just starts to be aggressive as you're busy?
Luckily I know their language, so so if they make a particular sound or movement with their ears, I know exactly what it means.
In fact, it's a very good question that he asked now, because people that are listening now will think maybe there's no way in which this thing it can be able to bite me or anything if I just touch it.
Oh yes, they can, but I mean, but if I'm giving a talk, it's always on a leash or in my hands, and then if I still watch and I listen to that behavior. Plus, I don't go very close, except for the capuchin monkey. Then I'll take the right capuchin monkey, because there are ones that actually they become a little bit lost. They don't actually have the fear anymore. So then they want to, then they'll sit on my shoulder, and then I'll try to jump on somebody.
Okay, which ones are more aggressive?
Wow, actually all monkeys are actually still wild animals, so they're all aggressive. And if they've lost their fear and they've been reared from a little baby, then they're more humanized. So some people say, oh, then they're wild. No, they're not wild. Wild is in the jungle. Those are wild.
So
are they scared of you?
Are they able to recognize people?
Yes, that's also a very interesting question. Most people don't ask me that. But say, for instance, an owner will come after 6 months to look at their monkey. They know their monkey's name. We keep all the names.
Still stays the same.
It stays the same. If they don't have a name, then we ask them if we can choose a name, or they can choose a name. Doesn't matter. So we call them by name, and they know their name. That's how clever they are. They know exactly, and they'll answer you. They'll answer you when you call them by name.
Wow.
So yeah, so it is very, very interesting, I must say. With the
and then, because when people think primates, they also just add apes there as well.
yes, yeah. Sometimes they actually say, yeah, they phone me and say, hello, I've got an ape. I say, an ape? No, obviously there's a difference between monkeys and apes. And so I'll say, what do you mean? How big is it? How, and then I need to discover it's just a marmoset. It was a marmoset, not an ape. So I think, yes, they don't quite know the difference.
So what is the simple difference between an ape and a monkey?
Monkeys have got tails, whereas apes don't. They don't have tails. Also the size of them as well. And then there's a little like a separation on the nose when it comes to the monkeys. So there's a difference in that as well. So those are your main criteria in the differentiation. But of course the tail is the most, is the easiest, and the size.
You're still chilling with Mr. Stan, and Vision here at VMC Planet Radio is exactly 16:36. And we are with Wayne McLeod. She is a primatology who is also an author. Now, you've got a book.
Yes.
Now, this book speaks about all of these primates.
Yes. That's right.
How much and how do the people get hold of that book?
They can phone me. They can phone me on my number. Also on Facebook, or they can Google World Primate Sanctuary. Then they'll pick up on Facebook as well as our websites and things, and then they can actually purchase it from the sanctuary itself. Either we can post it, or else they can come to the sanctuary and get it as well.
I think you can leave your number on it. Maybe someone can write it out there.
That will be super. Yes, that will be super. My number is 084 597 4044. So it's 084 597 4044.
So it's what is it's the 074?
Yes, yeah, 074 597 4044. Yeah.
Just for the guys out there, it's 074 597 4044. One more time for you guys. Can you even go on the website?
084.
Oh, 084.
Sorry.
It's 084 597 4044.
Sorry about that. 084.
Oh, okay.
And if you go on the website on Facebook at World Primates,
World Primate Sanctuary, Care and Rescue. We've got Facebook. We've also got also on the Google. You can also search Primate ZA, capital P and capital ZA. Primate ZA.
So people that want to donate, people that want to see how these guys looks like, and people who want to also assist either financially, they contact you on that number, and they can go on website, right?
That's right.
Is
and
it
my
Facebook?
numbers Facebook and Google, yes. And my address, everything is there. Telephone numbers there, and of course my email addresses as well.
Now, if they know your address, do they just rock up, or do they have to make an appointment?
They would have to make an appointment, yes, they would. So it doesn't give you the number of the house, it'll give you the street. But we do ask, because I'm usually the one that, and sometimes I might be fetching cages, or I might be up a tree rescuing a monkey, or something of that nature.
So
you also climb trees?
Yes.
Same thing together. Mr. Stan, I like what you just said. Those guys, how those guys look like. So in that perspective, you might say each monkey has their own personality.
Absolutely. Each of them have got their own. And yes, the owner doesn't have to see him for 6 months, and the monkey will recognize him. So,
wow, I didn't know so much about monkeys.
So is that like a uniform?
This is our uniform, yes.
Yes,
okay. So we have different kinds. So we have the black one, which is more our dress uniforms, because being Scottish, we usually have your hunting tartan and your dress tartan. So I decided to do the same sort of thing with our uniforms. Have more the working one, which would be fully khaki, and your dress one would be black with the epaulets on.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Maybe lastly, before we let you go, right now, And I want to go back to the monkey business. It's just that it's funny to say like monkey business. So in your area where you live,
Yes.
Are you settled? You don't have complaints with regard to your monkeys around your neighborhood?
No. Luckily, I did make the mistake when I first moved because people weren't aware.
Yes.
So once I went and I introduced myself and I made them aware of it, then it has actually been very, very good. You know, they actually support us quite a lot. So when I say that, they don't, you know, give us any hassles. They know exactly what I'm about. That they can come and visit, or they can bring a bag of potatoes or carrots or whatever. So they're actually pretty supportive. Yes.
No, that's very good. You know, it was lovely talking to you. It looks like we can sit here and because I never thought I would have a conversation that will last more than 5 minutes about monkeys.
the things I know about monkeys or apes or primates, the longest I've had is like, you know, movies.
Oh yes.
Like King Kong, Tarzan, I love the animal now.
But you see where I come from, I mean, they live amongst us. There's quite a lot of monkeys, but we don't have a lot of interactions with them.
Yes.
They go and stay in the bush. They only come to the village, either to come and steal food.
Oh, that they will do.
I was worried there, Mr. Stan, when you just say, see where I come from. I thought you were going to bring it back.
No.
I have one next to me. I'll be like, okay, Mr. Stan.
So okay. So they are known for that. They will come and I think for them they don't think they are stealing food.
Yes, for them it's survival.
It's
survival. And if you're going to get something for free, they'll take it. So they might be lazy to go and, you know, forage for themselves. If they know it's easy to smell a banana from quite far away, actually. So, and same with citrus.
Okay.
So the big monkeys can smell it from a long way away. So yes, farmers do often have problems with that.
Well, thank you so much for, you graced us, you blessed us with your presence. And we have been educated, and we believe that our listeners are also educated in as far as primates is concerned. I think they now know the different type of monkeys. Now, you want to get hold of Wayne. The numbers are 084-597
4044.
That's where you're going to, and then you can also go to the Facebook page, or you can go to the website or Google in order to get, if you have got some kind of donation, please get in touch with Wayne on the number that we have given. And we are going to make YouTube video of this conversation. We are going to put the numbers down there. Please, you can subscribe to our channel. It's second to none at VMC Planet Radio. Then you can be able to get her details and go and donate.
Yes, and don't forget the website, Primates ZA.
Primates ZA. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
It was fun having you.